Welcome to Oxygen for Women. I'm Perry Janssen, psychotherapist and author. This podcast is your weekly breath of renewal, where psychology meets spirituality and healing meets real life. We explore what women are really facing: stress, burnout, relationship challenges, and emotional exhaustion, and the longing to live with more ease, vitality, and a more soulful life. If you've been giving more than you've got and are ready for revolutionary self-care, this is your invitation to breathe, restore, and reclaim your inner oxygen. Well, hello, everybody. I've got a juicy podcast for you today, especially for women, I have to say. This is Your Body Hears What Your Mind Says, and this is all based on science, but it's juicy too. Welcome to Oxygen for Women, the space to exhale the pressure and reconnect with who you truly are. I'm Perry Janssen, psychotherapist. I'm an author, and boy, do I have a mission. From the beginning of my career till now, I've had a mission to help people move through the barriers and blocks that prevent them from being truly and uniquely who they are. So if life's challenges have limited or blocked you from being your full expression and voicing your truth, Oxygen for Women is the right place to be. So today we're talking about something incredibly important and possibly and profoundly disruptive to how most of us were taught to relate to ourselves: the way you speak to your body. No, this isn't woo-woo, although I am a zest of woo, I have to say, but this is based on science. So this is not about the body. It's not about judging the body. It's not about fixing. It's not about our opinions about it, but it's how we speak to it and the profound effect that it has. Because decades of research are now confirming something your body has always known. Your internal voice isn't just psychological, it's biological, it's physiological, and your body is really listening to you. So what the research is actually showing is, across from neuroscience, neuroimmunology, and behavioral medicine, researchers have been studying how internal language affects our physical health. At institutions anywhere from Harvard to the Chan School and many, many universities, worldwide researchers have explored how tone, emotion, and internal messaging shape the nervous system and immune response. In multiple studies, participants were asked to engage in compassionate, supportive inner speech directed towards their body. Phrases like, "You're safe," "You're allowed to rest," "I'm with you," "Thank you for protecting me." After as little as 2 weeks, this is so big, researchers observed that measurable reductions in inflammatory markers, lower levels of stress hormone like cortisol, improved blood flow, and immune cell efficiency. The scientists were very clear about one thing. They weren't studying belief systems. They weren't studying optimism. They weren't studying just mindset. They were studying feedback loops. So why the words change the body? Here's what's crucial to understand. Your nervous system doesn't distinguish very well between a threatening voice outside of you and a threatening voice inside you. This is why researchers use the term affective signaling. Affective signaling means that the brain interprets your internal speech as real emotional input, not abstract thoughts. So when your inner voice, which I haven't met anybody who doesn't have this, is harsh, critical, or dismissive, judging, that kind of thing, the body responds as if danger is present. And that response looks like increased cortisol, muscle tightening, reduced digestion, slower cellular repair, heightened inflammation. And if you know anything about inflammation, that is the doom and gloom. But when inner speech becomes warmer, steadier, more compassionate and tender, the nervous system shifts. Fear decreases. Cortisol drops, which is our stress hormone. Blood flow improves. Repair processes turn back on. This isn't mindset, this is neurobiology. So your body listens to the tone before meaning. One of the most important findings across these studies is your body is listening to how warm you are talking to it before it listens to the content. It doesn't ask, is this thought true? Is this logical? Is this productive? It asks, am I safe? So a phrase like, I should be better by now, may sound reasonable, but lands as a threat. And a phrase like, I'm here with you, even without fixing anything, lands as safety. And boy, do we need safety, especially in today's environment. A feeling of safety. Safety is what allows healing. So, why this matters so much for women? Many women have spent a lifetime in self correction mode. We all know this: monitoring, adjusting, critiquing, judging, pushing, shaming, comparing. Not because that's the way they were born, but it's what we learned. We were trained to survive in systems that awarded endurance, not embodiment. So when symptoms show up, fatigue, anxiety, pain, burnout, emotional numbness, the reflex is often, what's wrong with me? If I had a dime every time I have heard, what's wrong with me? What's the matter with me? I'd be a gazillionaire by now. But the research invites a different question. What has my body been responding to for years? Is it chronic self-pressure, chronic self-judgment, chronic emotional vigilance? The body doesn't argue with those messages. It adapts to them until it can't. This is so enormous for every person I've ever worked with, as well as I hope this message gets out there, because it is, again, based on science, so important. A simple nervous system practice. I'm going to give you just a little practice so that this is not just theoretical, but we make it real in your body. So if it feels okay, just sit down if you have an opportunity, or if you're driving or whatever. Just feel into your body. If you can, place one hand on your body, or your chest or your belly, anywhere that feels neutral. I know women have got a lot of judgment about the body, so it can be tricky. You don't need to relax. You don't need to feel grateful. You don't need to think positive. Just notice contact with yourself, of just slowly getting in touch with your breathing. And now gently, silently or aloud, try this. Because actually it doesn't matter whether it's silent or loud. This is a really important distinction as well. You don't have to fight right now. You don't have to effort right now. Then I'm listening, like really embodying listening to what's happening inside you. And finally, I'm going to take care of you. I am here for you. I'm here for you. We have been taught to be in relationship with our body as producers. Get things done. We want the body to function the way that we want it to. But we're rarely in deep relationship, loving relationship with the body. So notice if anything shifts even slightly. Your breath, or a softening, a sense of space maybe. That's not imagination. That's your nervous system responding to effective safety. Another mission in 2026 that I'm really addressing in Oxygen for Women is how to help our nervous systems, because boy, what I am seeing is so much response from the nervous system, whether it's emotional or physical. And it's so crucial that we tune in and make things safe inside of ourselves. So after decades of research, one conclusion keeps emerging. Self-talk shapes emotional regulation, stress resilience, healing trajectories, immune response, and long-term health outcomes. Not because words are magic, although I think they are kind of magical personally, but because the body is relational. We really deeply, as women, need to be in relationship with our body. It responds to how it's addressed. One lead researcher summarized it with a sentence that has stayed with many clinicians. Your body hears what your mind says. Every day, all day. So perhaps healing doesn't begin with fixing. I think that fixing actually comes from one of the stress states. but with changing the relationship that you have with it. So if your body's been tense, tired, or reactive, it's not broken or wrong. There isn't something wrong with it. It's listening faithfully to you every day, all day, to a voice that may have never have learned how to be kind. And that's learned. That's not how we are born. And that is something you can change. You can begin to change that one sentence at a time. So if this conversation resonated, if something in your body softened, or if you realize just how long you've been speaking to yourself from pressure instead of presence, I want you to know this: you don't have to be alone in this. Oxygen for Women is a restorative movement for women recovering and reclaiming themselves and their body from stress culture, trauma, and toxic standards that were never meant to be normal. Each week on this podcast, we slow things down. We talk honestly about what women are carrying. We bring the nervous system back into the conversation, and we practice a different way of living, one rooted in safety, self-connection, and wholeness. If you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe to the Oxygen for Women podcast wherever you're listening. Subscribing is a simple way to give yourself a weekly pause, a weekly break, a breath of renewal, and a reminder that your body, your voice, and your needs matter. And if you'd like to go deeper, you'll find ways to work with me and join the movement at Oxygen for Women. And you can go there by perryjanssen.com. Until next time, be gentle with yourself. And you know what? Your body's listening.